Good morning, students. Now, I hope all of you are well and eagerly waiting for the result that is going to be announced within 2 or 3 days as it will be announced by the CBSE. Now, here let us continue our topic, the standard deviation. I hope you must try the question of exercise 15.1 and solve all the question. Now, the second topic in this very unit is standard deviation. Firstly, we have done mean deviation. Now today we will discuss about the standard deviation. Let us see first the definition. Standard deviation. It is defined as positive square root of the arithmetic mean of the square of deviation of the given observation from the mean of the given data. Listen it again. Standard deviation is defined as positive square root of what? Of the arithmetic mean of the square of deviation of given observation from mean of the given data. It means standard deviation is given by, it is the positive square root. It is what? The mean of the square of deviation from mean of, square of the, it is the mean of the square of deviation from the mean of the given data. Therefore, standard deviation, the formula for ungrouped data, it is denoted by sigma. Standard deviation is equal to square root of positive square root of sigma xi minus x bar whole square upon n. So, it is what? The standard deviation for ungrouped data, sigma xi minus x bar whole square upon n. And simplifying this expression, we are getting here, it is what? Positive square root of sigma xi square upon n minus x bar whole square. When we simplify this expression, we are getting this. Either we can use this result or we can use this result in our calculation when the data is given to be ungrouped data. Now, if the data is given to be grouped, it means frequency is given to us. Therefore, the standard deviation is equal to, using this, it is what? Positive square root of sigma fi into xi minus x bar whole square upon capital N. Or again, when we simplify this expression, we are getting here the positive square root of sigma fi xi square upon n minus sigma fi xi upon n whole square or x bar whole square. Listen it again. Now, if the data is grouped, it means frequency is given. Therefore, the standard deviation is positive square root of sigma fi into xi minus x bar whole square upon capital N. When we simplify this expression, we are getting here, it is the positive square root of sigma fi xi whole xi square upon n minus sigma fi xi upon n whole square. Or here, sometime when the observation is are larger, that we have done in the 10th class also, we can shorten our observation by taking di equal to xi minus a. Then only replacing xi by di, where di is equal to xi minus a. This is another result of standard deviation, sigma fi di square upon capital N minus sigma fi di upon n whole square. And again, you can use step deviation method only by replacing xi by ui equal to xi minus a upon h, that we have done in the case of step deviation in calculating the mean. Again, the result will remain the same. It will be what? H positive square root of sigma fi ui square upon n minus sigma fi ui upon n whole square. These are the different results to find out the standard deviation. For the group data, we can use any result to find out the standard deviation of the group data. Now, let us see the questions, and one more thing is here. The square of standard deviation, it means sigma square, is called variance and denoted by sigma square. And here also one more is here, the coefficient of variation. Now, this time it is not here in the syllabus because some syllabus has been deleted this year. So therefore, one more thing I am going to tell you, you can keep in mind, coefficient of variation, that is given by sigma upon x bar into 100. Coefficient of variation, sigma upon x bar into 100. Now on the comparison of two given on comparison of given two groups of data, the data having greater coefficient of variation is more variable and vice versa. If the coefficient of variation is greater, then it is more variable. If the coefficient of variation is smaller, then it is less variant. But this time, this is not there in the syllabus, but for your knowledge, you can learn this result. Coefficient of variation is given by sigma upon x bar into 100. Now let us see the question of the standard deviation. Now here, page 6. Now here the page 2. Find the standard deviation of this ungrouped data. First page 1, then page 2 you have to see. Now find the standard deviation of this data. Now data is ungrouped. Xi is given here. Now the standard deviation for what? Ungrouped data. We have to make the column xi minus x bar. Now first we find out x bar for this data. X bar is what? Sum of observation upon number of observation, it is equal to 50. Then we can make column xi minus x bar. It is what? Minus 11 minus 15 minus 4, 40 minus 15 minus 1. Then it is 1, 0, 2 and 3. Then the next column is xi minus x bar whole square, scaling all these 16, 1, 0, 4 and 9. And the sum of this will be 30. Therefore, the standard deviation is equal to sigma square root of sigma xi minus x bar whole square upon n. The sum sigma xi minus x bar whole square equal to 30. N is given to be 5. So it will be what? Under root 30 by 5. Under root 6 and taking under root 6 it is equal to 2.45. This is how to find out the standard deviation of ungrouped data. We have to make the column xi. Then we have to find out firstly x bar. Then make the column xi minus x bar. Then scaling it and putting the values, we are getting the standard deviation. Now let us see how to find out, calculate mean, variance and standard deviation for the grouped data. Let us see. Generally the students are using this result when the data is given to be grouped. Now the class interval is given, frequency is given. We have to find out all these three things. Now we can make the column, class interval is given. Then we can find out xi, lower limit plus upper limit by 2. We are finding what? Xi. Fi is given in the question. Then we can make the column Fi into xi. Multiplying these two columns, we are getting all these values. Then the third column, we have to make Fi xi square. It means we have to multiply this column again by xi. It is what? Fi xi square. Sometimes the students scaring this, that will be wrong because we have to find out Fi xi square. It means we have to multiply this column by xi. Then multiplying these two columns, we are getting here Fi xi square 35 into 105, 45 into 315, then 55 into 660. We are getting these values. Then adding all these values, this is sigma Fi, it means capital N. This is what? Sigma Fi xi. This will be what? Sigma Fi xi square. Do the calculation work very much carefully. Now first we have to find out mean. It is what? Sigma Fi xi upon n. So it will be 3100 upon 50 equal to 62. Then the second we have to find out the variance, or you can say, sorry, pages are not arranged properly. Just we can arrange it and then see it. Come to page 3 directly. Now here page 3. Now we have to, second thing we have to find out variance. The formula of positive square root will be removed. The variance is the square of standard deviation. So this is equal to sigma Fi xi square upon n minus sigma Fi xi upon n whole square. Putting the values here, it is, we have sigma Fi xi square putting the value of capital N, putting the value of, it is what? The value of x bar. Directly we can put here. We know that we have calculated x bar equal to 62. Putting this value is equal to 62. Simplifying it, and here we are getting the variance equal to 201. Therefore, the standard deviation is the positive square root of this, because the variance is the square of standard deviation, or we can say standard deviation is the positive square root of variance is equal to 14.7. See the question again, coming back to page 2. Calculate mean, variance and standard deviation of this data. Class interval is given, frequency is given, making the column fi into xi, fi xi square. Then again adding all these columns. First we can find out the mean equal to sigma fi xi upon capital N equal to 62. Similarly, we can find out what? The variance and then the standard deviation. Just see the numbering and then see. Now come to the page number 3 here. Next question is find the standard deviation of the frequency distribution of this. Again, class interval are given, frequencies are given. Now the class interval are given, then we can find out xi, then putting the value of frequency here. Now I am using here step deviation method. Now I have to make the column ui. Ui is what? Xi minus a upon h. I am assuming let a equal to 45. Either I can take a 35 or it is a middle value. We can take easily because the number of observations are what? Odd. So we can assume a equal to 45. Then we can find out ui xi minus a upon h. It means 15 minus 45 upon 10. We are getting what? Minus 3. Then in the going in the same order. Minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Then the making the column fi ui. Multiplying these two columns fi ui, you are getting minus 15, minus 24, minus 15, 0, 10, 8 and 6. Then summing we are getting here sigma fi ui. Then next column is fi ui square. Fi ui square, it means we have to multiply this column again by ui. Multiplying these, we are getting what? 45, 48, 15, 0, 10, 16 and 18. Summing up, we are getting sigma fi ui square equal to 152. By this method, we can cut short our observation, so it make our calculation much easier. So now here, it's very much easy to use this method because it does not have too much calculation. Now again, by finding the standard deviation using the formula h into sigma fi ui square upon n minus sigma fi ui upon n whole square. Make it very much clear, you have to put it h here. Generally students forget to put h here. Make it a point. Now putting the h is length of interval 10, putting all these values and simplifying it here. In any way you can do the calculations. You can simplify 152 upon 68. 2.24, dividing this and squaring, we are getting here 0.19, and subtracting it and taking the square root, we are getting here, it is what? 14.3 calculation 14.3 when you are taking the square root. So we are getting here 14.3. You can do the anyway that is easier to you. One more easy method, I am going to tell the calculation of this type of question. Generally I am doing it by this method, putting 10, putting these values are there. Then I am taking here LCM here. 68 square is the LCM. Then 152 into 68 minus 30 square is 900. Then it is 68 square, we can take it from the square root. 10 by 68 into multiplying it and subtracting minus 900 it is what? 9436. Then taking its positive square root by the long division method, we are putting this value is 97.13. Simplifying again, we are getting here 14.28. This is another way to do the calculation. Either you can do the calculation by this way, or you can do the calculation by this way. It is up to you to find out the standard deviation. Now here the one word problem is there based upon arithmetic mean as well as the standard deviation. Now the arithmetic mean and the standard deviation of 100 items was recorded as 40 and 5.1 respectively. Later on, it was discovered that one observation 40 was wrongly copied as 50. Find the correct mean and the correct standard deviation. One of the interesting question here. The question is n is given to be 100. Incorrect mean is given to be 40. Incorrect standard deviation is given to be 5.1 because it is incorrect because the one observation is incorrect. So we mentioned these are what? Incorrect mean and incorrect standard deviation. Now we have to find out correct mean and the correct standard deviation. Now we know that in this type of question always we have to use the result of ungrouped data. Now we know x bar equal to sigma xi upon n. Putting the value x bar, putting the value of n, we are getting sigma, cross multiplying, we are getting sigma xi equal to 4000. As this is incorrect, it is also incorrect, sigma xi. Now we can correct it. Then the correct sigma xi. Now 40 was wrongly copied as 50. Now we subtract minus 50 and add 40. Then it will be corrected. We are subtracting the wrong observation and adding the right observation. So we are getting the corrected sigma xi equal to 4000 minus 50 plus 40 equal to 3990. Therefore it is corrected. Therefore corrected x bar equal to, again using the correct values, and remains 100, so it will be what? 3990 upon 100 equal to 39.9. So this is the corrected mean. Now to find out the correct standard deviation, we know standard deviation for the ungrouped data. In always the word problem, we are using this result of the standard deviation, sigma xi square upon n minus x bar whole square. Putting the value, incorrect is 5.1, under root sigma xi square upon n is 100 and x bar incorrect है. It is what? 40. All we are using incorrect values here. Now here squaring both sides, we are getting the square of this is 26.01 minus incorrect sigma xi square upon 100 minus 1600. Simplifying both sides, we are getting incorrect sigma xi square. It means square of observation equal to, simplifying, getting 162601. Therefore, it is incorrect. We can find out again the correct sigma xi square by subtracting the square of incorrect observation and adding the square of correct observation because it is sigma xi square. So, we are adding incorrect. The square of incorrect observation is subtracted and the square of correct observation is added. Simplifying, we are getting correct sigma xi square. Then we are having the correct values. Therefore, the corrected standard deviation is again sigma xi square upon n minus x bar whole square. Putting using the correct value here. And again simplifying it here, we are getting under root 25 is equal to 5. Therefore, the correct standard deviation is equal to 5. Now, one important thing I am just going to tell you. You can easily give the answer without doing any calculation. That is the main point. Mean and standard deviation of 6 observations are 8 and 4. If each observation is multiplied by 3, then the new mean. If each observation is multiplied by 3, then mean is also multiplied by 3. Then the new mean will be 8 into 3 equal to 24. And again the standard deviation is 4. Each observation is multiplied by 4. Therefore, new standard deviation is also multiplied by 3. So it will be 4 into 3 equal to 12. And the new variance will be what? The square of correct here. So it is what? It is what? 12 square, it is equal to 144. It has been asked in the question. See, this point is very much important. Whenever mean and the standard deviation is given and each observation is either multiplied by, divided by, added by or subtracted by the same quantity, then the new mean and new standard deviation, if it is multiplied, then it is multiplied by the same quantity. If it is divided, then it will be divided. If it is added, then it will be added. If it is subtracted, then it will be subtracted. This is one of the important result of the statistics. Means if the mean or the standard deviation of a data is given and each observation is multiplied, divided, added or subtracted by the same quantity, then the corresponding values are also either multiplied, divided, added or subtracted by the same quantity. So this is all about the statistics of the 11th class. Now the next exercise has been deleted, that is based upon the coefficient of variation that has been deleted from this year syllabus. Now in the homework you have to do 15.1 and 15.2 along this question. Almost our this unit is completed. If there is any query or any doubt, you can ask me. Thank you.